Hello and welcome everyone to a new episode of MongoDB tutorials. And in this tutorial, we will try to understand the find command. So the find command is nothing but a way to query your collection in an unrestricted manner. So by unrestricted, I want to say is कि we are not dealing or we are not putting any condition to a specific attributes value. So हम किसी attribute की specific value पे search नहीं कर रहे. We are just generally searching कि what is the content present in my collection. So we can restrict, हम किसी column को restrict कर सकते हैं बट किसी स्पेसिफिक रिकॉर्ड को नहीं. तो हम किसी स्पेसिफिक डॉक्यूमेंट को नहीं हटा सकते अपनी क्वेरी में, बट हम एक कॉलम को हटा सकते हैं. सो व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से इज दैट वी विल सी इन दी फर्दर सेक्शंस. सो सबसे पहले तो दिस बेसिक सिंटेक्स इज कि हम पाई मंगो इंसर्ट इंपोर्ट करें एंड स्पेसिफिक कलेक्शन तक जाए. So which is very basic. So we'll simply run it. So currently we are in our collection which is named as records, which is referenced by this particular variable which is my collection. Okay. So now I have reached to my collection and I want to find a single document. So if I want to see what is the first document in my collection, then I have to use find one. So what I have to write is my collection dot find underscore one. So if I run this particular function, what I will receive is a dictionary, which is basically a document. So with its unique ID, name, and whatever the attributes are. So in this case, Raj and roll number, which is 29. Okay. And its particular ID. Right. So if you run this find one function, it will basically return the first document of your collection. Okay. So this is sometimes used to check what is the general structure of this collection. Obviously, MongoDB has a liberty that we can change the structure at any point of time, but let's give it let's if you want to see what is the general structure, then we can use this particular function. Okay. So this was about finding one. Let's say I want to find all of the no documents that are stored in the collection. I want to see the whole data set. So then I have to use find all. So find all is nothing but find. Okay. So I have to just write simply my collection dot find. So if I write this and run it, I will get a cursor object from PyMongo. So cursor object is nothing but an iterator. If you see in simple Python terms, then if I simply write a for loop, so what I will write is for I in range 0 to 10. So what this line will essentially do is, what this range function will do is, it will give me an iterator from 0 to 9. Similarly, this find function is doing the same. It will return a cursor which is equivalent to an iterator, which will iterate from the first document to the last document. So I have to use it in a for loop. So for I in my collection dot find and okay, and then I have to simply print whatever the I is. Okay. So if I run this particular thing, then I will return, it will return all the documents that are stored in my collection, starting from Raj 29 to Murtaza 43. Okay, with its all its attributes. We have three attributes, so ID, name, and roll number. Right. So here ID is the unique column. Okay. So this was about the printing the whole corpus of the data set, right? But let's say I want to just print a single column or a set of columns, then how to do it? I don't want to print this ID column which is unique. I don't want to expose my ID. Then I have to find a specific attribute. So how to do it is it's very simple. That I have to just copy this for loop command and I have to just insert a specific parameter in this find function. So first of all, I will give an empty dictionary, which is for other purpose that I will show in the later videos. For now, just we have to write a simple empty dictionary followed by a comma and then second dictionary, which will state which columns I want to print and which columns I don't want to print, right? So which is specified by 0 and 1. So here 0 specifies not print this column. Okay, and one specifies print this column. Okay, so in this case I have three columns, right? So I can specify each of them id equals to, let's say, 0. I don't want to expose my IDs to anyone. If I want to just print the name and column, sorry, name and roll number, then I have to write their names, name, roll, and 1. So if I run this particular thing, then I will simply return name and roll number, right? I don't see the ID column in the output because I assigned ID as 0, right? So this was a naive thing that I have to write each and every attribute and its corresponding 1 or 0 value, right? But if I want to, shorten it up and give it a, since I don't want to print only a single column, I don't have to print I don't want to print the ID column. I can shorten it up as well. I will just write ID equals to 0 and I will keep the rest of it as it is. And if I run this particular thing, I will get the same answer as the previous one because it has a unique capability that if I assign 0 or 1 to a specific column, then the rest of the column will be opposite, right? So the idea is कि अगर मैं ID को 0 असाइन करता हूँ, so then all the rest of the जो हमारे attributes जैसे कि name and roll number, it will automatically be assigned as 1. In case if I assign this as 1, so if I only want to see the IDs, the rest of the columns will be assigned 0. If I run this, I will only get the IDs of the document. I won't get the names or roll numbers, right? So uh, this is the way to use this no 1 and 0 for getting the specific attributes.